It's unbelievable. I did on the flight, so that's what it is. Yes, is there anything, and look, I'm not afraid to say I don't know. Oh, yes.
Rob, so why do people go on roller coasters, watch horror movies?
They want to feel alive. I want to feel something. I want a challenge. But when it's over, it's over. Physical things, when it's over, it's over. Okay? Spiritual things, they're not over. And it's part of, you carry it around with you, and that's much more stable. Okay? Fine. Yes?
Rabbi, you mentioned, don't give a 2-year-old some sort of order if you know they're not going to listen to it. At
Right.
what point does that? How far does that extend? 5-year-old, 10-year-old? What's the?
45-year-old.
Yeah.
If you know someone's not going to listen to you, don't give them an order. Yeah? Just don't.
How do you get what you want?
Oh, how do you get what you want? I don't care about what you want. How do you get from the kid what that kid needs? Well, I understand that's what you mean. Yeah? Ik heb niet te lang daarbij kunnen gewoon verschillen. Ik vind me te lang bij gewoon verschillen. Als vaartsel bij me, niet kijk 6%, aber ik darf das niet zeggen, meer native. I guess I give up talking to you in Yiddish. Okay? When a kid has a temper tantrum, and my wife says, when you scream, I can't hear you. So it just doesn't work. Yeah? If you push, he pushes you. You can choose between having a mother and not pushing her, or pushing her and not having a mother. You do what you're going to do, not give an order that he now has the ability to say no. Understand? It's like, and don't be too, don't get angry. Yeah? I'm too tired tonight to demonstrate what it means to be, what it looks like. But it's, it's mindlessness, temporary insanity. When that kid got you angry, and he'll listen to you, he might be afraid, but he won. He got you angry. Yeah? Kids want control. Yeah? Because they don't have enough. But pick something. Fine. Give him control of what he can control. But if you want something, for instance, you want them to sit still at a Shabbos meal, and you go and go over this shir. It's wonderful. It's great. It's so deep. Yeah. You're not going to have to sit there for very long. It should be good food, not music, song, stories. It's something that's catered to his or her needs. Understand? Don't set up failure by asking someone to jump higher than they can jump. You can raise the bar. How do you raise the bar? By showing your approval. Rabbi Rucham says that the only thing that you really deserve credit for is effort. There are kids who are very intelligent, so they'll take all the prizes for their academic achievements. There are kids who are stronger, who can do more work. There are kids who have more ability. I'll tell you an amazing story. Amazing story. Anybody here know who Michael Held is? Oh, I am on the other side of the country. He's one of the finest people I know in the world. He's the head of ETA Israel in Los Angeles. Yeah? And I met him about 30 years ago. He was doing kids who are challenged, autistic kids, yeah? And there used to be a thing called Asperger's. He told me we don't use the term anymore because he was a Nazi. Now, it's hard, I don't understand. Yeah? Why Wagner is not played in Israel, I understand. Why the Ministry of Interior will not accept Hitler as a word, as a name. They won't accept it. I understand. But who cares if he was a Nazi? But I think that's what he told me. Maybe I'm wrong. He deals with all kinds of kids. I was there that Shabbos in Shari Chesed, Shari Tzedek in North Hollywood. And by some mistake, 2 Shabbatons were planned at the same time. So he showed instant love. He showed me a kid. Now, Shari Tzedek is an old shul. And there's a whole wall of plaques in memoriam. This kid, in a few seconds, can tell you that all of these dates match. Or is there a difference between the Hebrew date and the English date? A contradiction. In a few seconds, I saw it happen. Hundreds and hundreds of plaques. Wow, that's amazing. But you know, a little bit of me is American, and what's he going to do for a living with that? when you choose a career, you should choose something that's meaningful. You should choose something that fits your talents, and you should choose something. It's okay, I don't mind if you come in. Oh, Mariv! That's my first.
8 minutes.
Okay. Okay. And it should be a market for it. Okay? If you're skilled at fixing gas lamps in Sherlock Holmes movies, not good. So a few days ago I asked him, where is this kid now? Yeah, what happened to him? He knew immediately. This kid, he's still running disabled, but he manages the inventory of maybe it's a big hardware store, thousands of items. There's little screws and little screws and different kinds of screws and thousands of items. He knows where every single thing is, just like on the thing, on the in memoriam. What a wonderful story. You take it, you match a person with their abilities. You won't have too much conflict with him. You want him to go to bed even though he's not tired. And he didn't turn it, or you want him to eat, when he's not hungry. Doesn't go. Has to fit who the person is. And your sensitivity and caring and love and responsibility of children, it's written all over you. Yeah. But do it that way. Okay? Yes. Yes, hello.
Is it a bad idea to implement the reward system to get kids to do the basic things, such as going to sleep, having dinner, doing their homework?
It's not a good idea. It's terrible! What if they start charging for breathing? And the price keeps going up. You introduce a person to life. If you give them punishments or give them rewards, they'll only do what's right for them. It's management. It's not chinuch. The person has to change. When he does things because, well, I get the reward, and the reward goes up. Yeah? And you reward for effort. And you give a lot of praise. You shouldn't give too much white sugar. Okay? I know it's hopeless, but you shouldn't give too much white sugar. Yeah? Everything has a price. You want me to raise my right hand? I'm only exaggerating a little bit. There's a thing called life. Kids have to know they have to fall into life. That's the way it is. Just like you don't expect them to talk to you in Hungarian. Or Ukrainian was the one I used to use. Yeah? Like you don't need to know Ukrainian. If you do, it's fine. But no, that's just managing. It's the opposite of chinuch. And if you disagree with me, por favor, please say so. That's
a great idea.
Yes.
If I understood correctly,
Wow, hello.
the Rav mentioned regarding discomfort that there is we should be proactive to reduce discomfort, but also, if I understood correctly, that there's also a lot of things that are very positive to discomfort. So how do we go about that if we reduce the discomfort, but the discomfort itself is providing,
Excellent, like you usually ask extra good questions. Yeah? First of all, you should try as much as you can to prevent discomfort. Because it derails you on some level from what you need to do. Let God decide how much discomfort you should have. Yeah? There are people who put themselves into very difficult situations, uncomfortable situations. It's brought down, how do you know that God has forgiven your sin? When he puts you back in the same situation and this time you pass. But don't put yourself back in. Yeah? Don't go bungee jumping in order to increase your appreciation of life. Just don't. Yeah? So, yeah. Let God decide how much discomfort you'll have. We don't look for it. We have 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Yes?
So I understand that we're not going to tell children to do something if we know that they're not going to listen.
Right.
Setting them up for failure. But I'm thinking, like, isn't there a value in teaching children to listen to their parents?
Right, that's why you better have shalom bayis with your husband. And I don't see any lack of shalom bayis. You have to be like a lunatic not to be able to get along with you. But if parents disagree and there's they don't treat each other well, then that's very bad. They learn from you the life values. Because of my cellulitis, I was not fuller with my daughter, and the doctor said he might have cellulitis again. So instead of sending me for a test, he sent me to the emergency room in order to get something done. You have to know how to get things done. So I'm there about 6 hours, and in the curtain next to me, I kept telling my daughter, "Go home, it's okay." So I'm not giving up the privilege of having time. Well, in the next curtain over, so this woman said to her mother's an elderly woman, she had difficulty in her breathing. I think she worked with someone who smoked, yeah. But she had difficulty, and it was a long night. And this daughter understood that her mother might be in hours more. So she said to her, "I can't do this, I have to go to work tomorrow. I want to become an orphan." Yes, it happened. But then something better or worse happened. Her daughter was there and says, "We don't talk like that with Safta." But she said it in front of her daughter. You understand? They learn about life. They learn about life from how you behave. And that's a whole subject in itself. Don't worry, you're going to have kids who know that life is good and what it means to be respectful and loving and flexible. Okay, they'll learn it from you. 15 seconds. Thank you very much.